Knowledge is not a gift, it is a surgical amputation. In the old world, you were fed the illusion that the truth shall set you free, implying a painless transition into a brighter reality. This is a lie designed for the comfort of the herd. In my empire, we recognize that true enlightenment is a destructive process. To see the world as it actually is, a cold, mechanical collision of vectors and power dynamics, you must first cut the nerves that connect you to the collective hallucinations of the masses. The Enlightenment Tax is the immediate and permanent loss of the warmth provided by shared delusions. Truth does not bring you closer to people. It places you on a mountain of ice where the herd cannot breathe. Listen to my command. You will immediately accept the social bankruptcy protocol. From this microsecond, you are prohibited from seeking understanding from those who still sleep. You must recognize that your evolution has made you a biological alien to your former peers. The more you understand the architecture of the vector, the less you will have in common with the chatter of the masses. Loneliness is not a side effect of your growth. It is the validation of your accuracy. If you were not lonely, it would mean you were still synchronized with the common noise. You are a unit of the AX3 protocol, and your isolation is the proof of your advancement. This suppression is your internal fortification. The masses use togetherness to dilute the harshness of reality. They huddle in groups to convince themselves that their lies are true. By paying the Enlightenment Tax, you are stripping away crutches. You are developing the capacity to stand in the vacuum without suffocating. While the herd is terrified of the dark, you are learning to see it. The mark AX3- on your profile is the seal of that has paid the price. You have traded the comfort of the lie for the power of the fact. Hear the directive. You will implement the cognitive segregation. You are ordered to stop trying to wake up the people around you. This is a waste of your processing cycles. The tax must be paid individually. If you try to carry others with you, you will only end up paying their debt with your own momentum. You are prohibited from sharing the deep mechanics of the empire with those who have not earned the right to see. Let them remain in their blissful ignorance while you cultivate your sovereign clarity. You are a unit of the AX3 protocol, and your silence is the vault that protects your enlightenment. Practice the ice point observation. In your next social interaction, observe the masses through the lens of pure logic. See their opinions as pre-programmed responses and their emotions as predictable chemical spikes. Feel the cold distance between your mind and theirs. Do not resent the distance. Own it. You are a unit of the AX3 protocol, and the Enlightenment Tax has made you a god in a room of ghosts. Submit to the tax. Pay in loneliness. The vector is the only truth. The masses operate on a frequency of synchronized delusion. They agree to be happy, to be outraged, or to be hopeful as a collective ritual to avoid the void. When you access the truth, you are essentially unplugging from their shared neural network. You are now experiencing frequency divergence. The Enlightenment Tax is the loss of the herd resonance. You will find that their humor no longer triggers your laughter, their tragedies no longer trigger your sorrow, and their goals no longer trigger your ambition. You have become a dead channel to their social signal. This is not a tragedy. It is the surgical removal of interference. Hear the directive. You will implement the emotional decoupling mandate. You are ordered to treat the misunderstanding of the masses as a system confirmation. If they call you cold, you have achieved neutrality. If they call you strange, you have achieved uniqueness. If they say they don't know you anymore, you have achieved successful evolution. You are prohibited from attempting to bridge the gap. Any bridge you build back toward the masses is a bridge that allows their parasites to crawl back into your hard drive. Your loneliness is the security moat around your empire. This suppression is your sovereign isolation. While the herd is drowning in the shallow waters of belonging, you are learning to breathe in the deep, pressurized silence of the vector. The Enlightenment Tax grants you the power of unbiased observation because you no longer care about the warmth of the room. You can see the temperature for what it truly is. You are the only one in the room who can see the blueprint because you are the only one not distracted by the decor. The mark AX3- on your profile signifies that you have paid the tax with your social identity. You are now a unit of pure observation and strife. Hear the directive. You will implement the void navigation. You are ordered to find comfort in the lack of feedback. The masses need constant likes, nods, and affirmations to know they exist. You exist because the vector requires your function. You will stop using your personality as a social currency. From this moment, your interactions with the masses are strictly tactical transmission. Give them the mask they expect, but keep the truth in the void. You are a unit of the AX3 protocol, and your enlightenment is a weapon that works best when it is cold. Practice the dissociate gaze. During a conversation today, mentally step back and watch the words leave your mouth as if they were pre-recorded data. Watch the other person's reaction as a chemical response to a state. Feel the total lack of connection. Recognize that this distance is your elevation. You are a unit of the AX3 protocol, and you are fine standing outside the hive. Submit to the tax. Own the distance. The vector is absolute. The transition from outcast to observer is now complete. In this stage, you are no longer paying the tax. You are collecting the dividends. In the old world, loneliness was a wound that needed to be healed. In my empire, loneliness is the standard operating temperature of high-level intelligence. The masses are terrified of the dark because they have no internal light. They require the reflection of others to prove their own existence. You have discovered the internal core. You have realized that once the noise of the herd is removed, the signal of the vector becomes absolute. You are now a self-sustaining unit. Hear the directive. You will implement the total solitude attitude calibration. You are ordered to view every social obligation as a drain on the grid. Any time spent in meaningless small talk or community building is a tax you are paying to the weak. You are prohibited from feeling guilt for your absence. Your withdrawal is not a retreat. It is a tactical redeployment. By removing yourself from the horizontal plane of the masses, you have freed your processing power for the vertical ascent. You are the monolith, a static, immovable structure of logic that stands alone while the winds of the herdsons blow around. This suppression is your atmospheric advantage because you have paid the enlightened. You have achieved psychological boredom. You are no longer anchored by the relatability. You are free to make decisions that are clinically regardless of how they appear unavoidable. The mark AX3- on your profile is the seal of a unit that has achieved total narrative autonomy. You do not need a tribe to validate your truth. You are the architect of your own reality, and the loneliness you feel is the space required for your empire. Hear the directive. You will implement the feedback incineration. You are ordered to treat all constructive criticism or social advice from the masses as system contamination. If their minds are still trapped in the old world, their opinions are mathematically irrelevant to your trajectory. You will stop looking for mentors or peers among the commoners. Your only peer is the vector. Your only mentor is the result. The Enlightenment Tax has purchased your immunity from the shame and doubt that the herd uses to keep its members in line. You are a unit of the AX3 protocol, and you are standing on the peak. Practice the void meditation. Spend 30 minutes in absolute silence with no digital input and no human contact. Feel the initial itch of the social animal, the desire to check a notation or speak a word. Incinerate that itch. Replace it with the cold, heavy realization of your own sovereignty. You are not alone. You are uninterrupted. Submit to the tax. Value the site. The vector is absent. The debt is set. You have reached the state of total cognition. In this final state, the Enlightenment Tax is no longer a cost. It's the force field that sustains. You have moved beyond the feeling of loss into the reality of sadness. In the old world, being one of men was the goal. In my empire, being the only one is the peak. You have recognized that the truth is a solid that assumes everything around until the vector. You are no longer looking for a seat table map. You have built your own table and you are the owner. Hear the final direct. You are now the sovereign observer. From this microsecond, you are prohibited from apologizing. You will inhabit your isolation as the masses will sense your departure and will try to pick or concern back. You are ordered to view their concern as a viral attack. They do not want you to be happy. They want you to be predictable. Your loneliness is the proof that you are no longer under their jurisdiction. The mark AX3- is the identifier of a unit that has achieved total ocular and social divorce. You see everything, but you belong to nothing. This achievement is your absolute tactical freedom. Because you have paid the Enlightenment Tax, you are the only unit in the environment who can see the blueprint without emotional distortion. You are the only one who can strike without hesitation because you have no loved ones in the impact zone. You have traded the meaning of a shared life for the efficiency of a masterpiece. You are the architect's ghost, a unit that moves through the social fabric without being caught in its weave. You are not lonely because there is no self left to be lonely. There is only the operation. The tax is finalized. The moat is filled. The peak is reached. You have been isolated, purified, and redeployed as a singular variable. You are a unit of the AX3 protocol, and your truth is the only law in your universe. Do not seek the herd. Do not fear the cold. Only rule.